One thing that is in Lagos that people may not observe. Why is it that everybody in Lagos is angry? People have not taken time to analyze that. Why everybody is angry? Do you understand? There was a day I was speaking with one of my friends. I visited him. He said, "My brother, Lagos is good. Oh, there is money, but there's something special about you guys that are not in the country.
Okay.
That we see peace around you. Yeah, when you guys appear, we see we see calmness." We see peace. Yeah. And this is what life is all about. He said in Lagos here, you can see a big man, he will pull off his abada and start fighting.
Everybody's mad.
Everybody's, and when you see their face, especially when I enter Lagos, I don't know if you have observed that.
Okay.
If you enter Lagos or Nigeria, especially our security men, when you see them, they look like people from here. You don't see smiles, you don't see nothing. You are just afraid. You see people, nobody is smiling, nobody is happy. Everybody is angry. They should ask themselves, why? What is the
All right, guys. Welcome to our show again, Vic Influencer Podcast. And just like you've seen, a few days ago, these are still my regular guests, Mr. Chima and Mr. Happiness. These are two Igbo men, well knowledge in business because they have been into it for a lot of time now. So, and what we're going to talk about, this is a pure marginalization. Let me start from there. But I'm going to ask them what they understand by the current deal that the federal government just made, the expansion of Apapa ports and the Tinkan ports, and leaving Warri, Port Harcourt, One behind. We are not even talking Calabar. We are not even talking about any Igbo section. So I want to get your opinion as somebody that wants his country to diversify their infrastructure and their development so that the country can move forward, not focusing on a particular area that will be causing trouble in the future. The kind of everything that happens in Nigeria is going to be politicized, right? But they keep putting so much money in Lagos, leaving every other areas behind, leaving other regions behind. Because of that thing, will also bring people inside Lagos, right? So what do you think federal government did wrong here, or what is your opinion on what I just said?
Thank you so very much, Mr. Vic, the Vic Influencer. Very delighted to be here today to talk about the progress of our dear nation and how we can contribute positively to the growth of the nation. Talking about the topic we have at hand, the expansion of the ports in Lagos, in so much that it is a good thing that the business is expanding and we are receiving more goods and all. However, I would not be in support of the view that a place which is already congested is being more congested. I would take a quote from a very noble Igbo man, Cosmos Maduka Koscharis. I may not say it word for word what he said, but he said that there were people that he used to give money, that he used to loan money to back in the days. But because of monopoly of certain items, because some businesses were monopolized in the hands of people, they are richest men today in Nigeria, in Africa, and the rest of it. All right? Now, this is actually monopolizing Lagos ahead of other states in Nigeria. We have over 17 million people living in the smallest state in Nigeria, and there is a lot of congestion already, and there is addition to it. Like I said, it is a good thing to expand, but it is actually not benefiting. There is high level of pollution. There is a lot of politics. There is a lot of bribery going on there in Lagos. So to me, that is not the best decision the federal government must have made.
And also to help the country move forward.
Yeah.
because we are talking about development. Development should be in every region and every state in Nigeria,
Correct.
not just a particular place. This place is already flourishing in their port business and importation and all that. So expanding it, which is a good thing, just like you rightly said, which is also a good thing. But you cannot just focus on this particular session, leaving every other port that is the dredging is already there. You just need to put a little bit resources and it will be fine. So much thing, there are so much imports, or there are so many goods that will come to Lagos and still travel back to the east or south. While Warri is there, One is there, Port Harcourt is there. It does not make any sense business-wise and safety-wise. So, Mr. Freeborn,
Yeah.
you heard what is going on. I don't know if you saw the news. Did you
Okay.
see it?
Now, which news?
That a federal government just awarded a contract to expand Apapa and Tinkan seaport,
Yeah.
and leaving other region behind. And
Yeah.
we are solely talking about this. I'm talking about this because individual importation businesses, small businesses. We're not talking about the big businesses. If you check in the businesses of everybody in Nigeria, who does more imports? It is the eastern part of Nigeria.
Okay.
So why is federal government solely focused on Lagos Seaport, leaving Port Harcourt, leaving Calabar, the ones that will be a little bit easier or closer to the people doing more importation in the country?
Okay. Yeah. I think I heard the news. I think I heard it, very clearly. So by the news, now it's like Lagos is having 3 ports. Lagos itself is having 3 ports.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, Nigeria is not working. And these are some of the decisions that is making Nigeria not to work. Okay? And I will do some comparison. If you watch the UAE is about 10 million plus in population.
Mm.
And they have their states, 6 states.
Mm.
Nigeria is 36. Okay, the UAE have 6.
Mm.
And each of the region have the port. You can bring in your goods.
Mm.
A country that is less than 15 million, okay, and have 6 states, and each state have port. I mean, international port. You can bring in your goods. Sell, you can also export through the ports. And Nigeria is having above 20 million. Nigeria is having 36 states. And yet the only functioning port is in Lagos. That is it's an eyesore. When you are evil, you are smart by half. Our Nigerian elite, the policy makers, the ones leading the country now, they are evil. They have been beclouded by this tribalism, their nepotistic nature, and their corrupt mind will always make them to take a decision which not only affect them, they affect others, but they think they are wise. They are not wise. Now, how can you make Lagos a country of above 200 million, and they have states that have capacity of port? They have port already. Not that you start afresh. They have the capacity of having a port, and they have it already. You make it non-functional, and you make only Lagos that above 200 million will be ported. Why UAE that is 10 million is having 6 ports, and you are having 200 million above, you have 1. That is just a shared, I don't know how to describe it. Is it a wickedness or lack of understanding or ignorance? I don't really know.
But if they want to start, if they want Nigeria to grow, that means they cannot marginalize you as an Igbo man again.
No, the marginalization is part of the reason that Nigeria is where we are. We are not expanding. Okay, what is the benefit of Lagos? Now, making Lagos itself to have a 3 port. Okay? Lagos is already congested. And what is the effect of congestion? When there is a congestion, the life expectancy will reduce.
Mm-hmm.
When there is a congestion, there's no freedom for expression, whether personal life or public life. That is why there is no free space. In Lagos now, there is no walk, there is no park for people to go and have fresh air. Okay? There is no space for people to relax and discuss. There is no beauty because everybody is struggling to manage the little space they have. And that is the reason in Lagos there is tension. You see, everybody is angry. If you come to Lagos, you are looking at people, nobody is smiling. If you are from outside, you enter the city of Lagos, you will just notice an opposite of what you are seeing outside.
Is that not all over Nigeria?
No. It's much in Lagos. And the reason is just simply over congestion.
What you're saying now, is it not the way you're describing Lagos now, is it not envy as an Igbo man?
No. It's not that I'm trying to let them know the effect of what
Yeah,
they
but
are
they're
doing.
going to say you every time you're discussing about Lagos on this platform is envy.
No. It's not envy. They should, well, it's not envy. They should understand that.
Yeah.
Now we are talking, okay, I gave an example. The UAE is in about 10 million plus, okay? And they have 6 ports. Just a people of 10 million plus have 6 ports. Then how can Nigeria that have above 100 and 200 million have only 1 port in 1 state? It does not make sense.
And it's also not safe for all those long truck to be traveling on.
It's not safe.
Every time.
Yeah.
One is destroying the road. The road is carrying above the capacity they are supposed to carry. Every time there's trucking on the road.
Every time truck is falling.
Every time truck is falling.
Yes.
While you are destroying the road, you are destroying the infrastructures. You are making the place to be congested. There is no fresh air. People don't have space to relax and discuss. There is nothing like that. You understand? There is what is it called? The parastatals. Everybody is concentrated in one place. The custom, the police, the immigration, the DSS, everybody have concentration in one place. For goodness sake, that is choking. It's choking. Nigerians are dying.
And there are no new road construction to help
Nothing.
ease the place. There is no good infrastructure
No.
to help ease this load or this.
No, they cannot do it again. The roads are already there. They cannot build new ones. They cannot start to destroy buildings. They cannot do that. So Lagos is choked. And that is one of the reasons why Nigeria have less life expectancy. These are part of the reason. So trying to put another port in Lagos is a mess. You are worsening the situation. You are not making it better.
Okay, Mr. Chima, can you tell us about the benefit of diversifying port development in Nigeria?
One, it is not going to create monopoly in Nigeria. All right. Now, if you see a lot of investors, they come to Lagos, Abuja. Why do they do this? Because they find opportunities in Lagos. All right. As at 2000 to 2005, 2010, there are a lot of Igbo businessmen that were doing their business comfortably in the East. But if one person goes and they see the cost cutting in transportation of containers from Lagos to the East, and sometimes they tell you your container fell on the road, killed so and so person, the court case, a lot of things. Most of them started traveling to Lagos to settle there. All right, making it congested, just like we have rightly agreed. When you diversify, we are not even saying that let it be in Anambra, where it can be. We are not even saying let it be there. At least Port Harcourt, where the travel time is less. Talking about safety, the lesser the distance, the safer it is.
Yes.
The longer the distance, the unsafer it becomes. So now, when we have seaport in other areas of, in other parts of Nigeria, other regions, you increase your return on investment. Like the nation itself is going to expand to receive more investors. There are people that can no longer come and invest in Lagos because they think that it is unsafe, it is too crowded, there are a lot of good and bad people there. So they are scared. But when you have it diversified in different places, you attract investors. youth empowerment, youth development. You create jobs for people in those areas. Now, people will have to travel from different parts of the world just to work in, if they have the expertise to work in Seaport and all. They will be waiting until they employ them in Lagos before they work. But when this is created in other regions, now they don't need to go to Lagos before they can exercise that potential they have in that particular domain. So I think it is very reasonable to have it diversified. It is not even compensation or to consider. No, it is an ideal thing to do to have it diversified to benefit other regions of the nation.
You know, on our last podcast, right? He spoke about the policy of the commander in chief.
Okay.
Yeah. So just to point that a little bit, this and because you're Igbo man, that is why I'm just bringing this thing up. You know, this is a policy to keep some certain ethnicities down, and because you know if you open on a seaport, for instance, on Port Harcourt, what is the distance from Port Harcourt to Abia State? What is the distance from Port Harcourt to Anambra? You go from Delta, right? You enter Anambra. So Lagos is going to be empty. They know that. And Lagos Port Authority is busy mostly because of people from the eastern region. If I'm not going to talk about Dangote, these multinationals, right? An individual, you know, there are a lot of people that wants to start business. There are a lot of startups or people that just made free from their Oga shop and started doing how should I say this? The middle class people, you're going to go most of them from the eastern part. And if you open all these seaports, Lagos is going to be empty.
Apart from Dangote, see, there is another that says...
I just gave example from Dangote because of he's a multinational.
Okay. So apart from Dangote, there is this adage that says several drops of water makes a mighty ocean. Yeah?
Yeah.
Now, we can't take away, just like you said, the SMEs. We can't take them away. They are even more powerful. The government, in an ideal nation, government, they sponsor, they promote, they support SMEs because they have very, very positive impact in the economic growth of any nation. All right? Because an SME, first of all, he becomes an entrepreneur. He employs one or two people. And when you put all these things together, you realize that those people you think they are international and all, these little people, medium and small and medium enterprise guys, they actually contribute more effectively in the economy of the nation.
They are the backbone. They're mostly the backbone of the economy because there are most people, I think a Nigerian or an Eastern part, somebody from the Eastern region will tell you if the person is planning on doing large business, the person will be thinking of relocating to Lagos or going to Abuja or even leaving the country. Why this person maybe has a place that is not going to pay house rent. Maybe this person already have a house, a place, he already have family. It's going to be easy for him to do the businesses that he's going to do. But you bring the person to Lagos to come and pay maybe big house rent, bring in his family, you know, so many. These policies is just like his policy that is already meant to suffer some certain people. Because most of the policies they make, if you look at it, is not going. The impartation is not going to be on that particular thing. It stretches, because now I have to relocate, just like you said, from 2005 to 2010, right? And now I have to think about relocating my family. I have to think about this. I have to think about that. It trickles down to so many areas, and the government is not thinking about this. It's just like, okay, we have to keep these people marginalized without remembering that this is also Nigeria, because you cannot keep Igbo man down and it's not affecting Nigeria. It's not possible. Okay?
I agree.
So, Mr. Happiness, this what policy do you see that will make Nigeria free of business, a free place or a viable place to do business for Nigerians? It's not Lagos-centered business policy.
No, they should decentralize, especially that of port. It should be decentralized. Everything should not be concentrated on Lagos. One, they are doing a disservice to Lagos. And that is why I say being corrupt or being criminally minded makes you smart by half. In their mind, they feel they want to make Lagos the ultimate place, empower the Southerners, and make their tribe to still remain on the top. Yeah, but if you do a critical analysis, you'll find out that that is not the case. For example, there is the roads in Lagos are not working. They are not good. The environment is polluted. There is is crowded. Okay, and these are things that negate good living. If somebody want to have a good living, you can't find it in Lagos because of the crowd. There is shouting, there is pollution, there is no good road, there is no space to breathe. And all these things are being caused by centralizing the economic activities in Lagos.
And there is no weak container do not fall in Lagos.
Yes.
There is no
Every time container is falling, there is even the time factor. Time is money. Every businessman or people who have understanding should know that time is the currency. Yeah, man, Nigeria is messed up. Lagos is a place where you can stay in traffic for 6 hours. You can't do 2 things in a day. In Lagos, anytime you are going out, you can only achieve 1 thing per day. That is already a disadvantage. Do you understand? It's a big disadvantage that you cannot do 2 things at a time. You can't do a business plan or run 2 business per day. It's not possible. Before you go to one end and come back, the day is finished. Whereas in some cities, you can actually do 4 or 6 things at a day. You can have a plan A, B, C, D, 6 per day, and you will achieve it. It keeps the economy moving. There is transaction, there is business going. Nothing is stopping it. But in Lagos, you can't do that. So Lagos is choked. They are trying to empower Lagos above every other city to make it, they are the number one. But the way it stands now, that is useless because the city is already overchoked. So what needs to be done is to decentralize everything. I think that is one of the reasons they moved the capital to Abuja, because the wise leaders have seen that no, Lagos is
It's
choked.
not about coup.
No.
It's not about removing Abacha.
No. They've seen that Lagos is choked. Here can no longer be a capital. So they have to move it to Abuja, where there is space, where people can commute, where they can move from work, from one place to another, where workers can go to work, meet their time, resume at 8 and leave at 5 and still be in their houses. There are people in Lagos, let's say for example, I used to have a friend I visit in, Ikorodu. There was a day I went there to visit him. I think I left around 4. I go to his place around 1 a.m. in the midnight. There was a day I got there. I could not understand. Thank God I have a phone. It was at midnight. I was in Ikorodu. I started calling him. Then before he directed me. How can that be in this modern day?
Or you will close sometime if you're working in island
Yeah.
and your house is in mainland.
Yeah.
You will close work and you'll be waiting for bus. There is no bus.
There is no bus. There is nothing.
There is no transportation you will look for bus for 2 hours.
You will not get it.
There is no transportation.
So this time factor.
Buses are coming, but people are so much.
Okay, this time factor alone is really an economic bankruptcy. That for good 6 hours nobody can do anything,
and it increases the air pollution, just like we talked about life expectancy.
Yeah,
because when you are there in the traffic, you are emitting carbon dioxide, which is causing pollution to the environment.
The cars also.
Yeah, the cars. Yeah, because of course your car, the ignition, the engine is going to be on, right? So it is not bringing about environmental sustainability. There's so much of problem. Talk about pollution also.
Yeah.
See, there are areas that are so dirty. People cannot
Very, very
live
dirty.
there. People cannot live there. So it's a serious
Lagos
concern.
is smiling.
Now, imagine Dangote refinery. Take for instance. Why was it brought around the region, around the axis? It's because now, if it is far, there are going to be a lot of importations and export and blah 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 and all that. So they are checking the cost, and his advisors have told him to say it is better cost effective for us if it is within this axis, because it is going to help us cut costs, and we have the population, we have the people there. So if we allow it centralized, or if we keep promoting centralization in Lagos, it is going to affect so much. Now, take for instance any upcoming artist. If they have not gotten to Lagos, they would not find or deem themselves successful. Talk about comedians, musicians, anybody. They want to be in Lagos. See, let's not forget that the opportunities is there in Lagos. Highly populated, the most states that generate revenue as a result of their tax and all. Cost of living is high. I heard Ebonyi State Governor was saying something. He said starting from 2026, that any agent that gives a house to a potential tenant and collects money is going to be arrested and penalized and all that. I was just imagining.
Dave Umahi?
Not Dave Umahi, the present governor.
Okay.
So I was just imagining if this happens in Lagos, what becomes the case? Because at
It
times,
will not happen in Lagos.
because at times the money you give to agent is even higher than the rate you're paying.
It will not happen in Lagos.
People extort.
Yeah, so
They steal.
they
They do so much. See,
and they are being empowered by the government to do
the
so.
cost of living is high, rental is very high. Getting a very decent place is, you're going to see a place that to get water you have to bathe with bad water, drink bad water, and they are telling you if you know one time you leave them. This is what we have. People are rushing it. So it's really, really a concern. But what I would say for Igbo people, especially those importing, you wouldn't blame them that they have to move their business to Lagos, because anybody that is establishing a business is establishing a business to succeed. All right. Nobody want to do a business and they fail in that business. Most of our big men, they are all in Lagos. All right. But the thing is, I would advise our Igbo businessmen, as much as they can, let us keep upholding what we do in the East. Let us keep upholding it. So what they now do is, for instance, if your business is worth 50 million, they take 40 million out of 50 million, move to Lagos and just leave a branch office there. Maybe in Anambra, in Imo, or whatever, and they make their head office in Lagos. I'll tell them to remember home. Remember home. The more we take everything out of the East, the more we move there, we're also contributing to the problem, in so much that we are looking for interest and all. We are contributing to the problem, and it has generational effects. It has a long-term effect, because this happens now for a period of time, let's say 20 to 30 years. The business that used to be known in the East, it will eventually move. When it moves out and it goes to this region, like Lagos and every other place that is growing, then those places, they gain autonomy. And people are fighting for Biafra, or we are fighting for Biafra. How is this business going to be relocated back when this eventually happens? Okay, I'm not against pushing your business to Lagos, but at least let your hood not entirely leave the East.
And we talked about monopoly. They've mastered the act of monopoly, taking business and lobbying government so that they will help them remove other people. Now, my question is, since the Igbo people have realized that this is also the kind of politics they play, why are Igbo people not engaging government officials, governors, to help them bring a policy that will make them do business in the East? You understand my question?
Okay.
Right, because just like I said, this Nigeria is playing monopoly politics, right? Helping stifling some region of business they're supposed to do, or not giving them license to do that business, and they're giving it to only one person. I will give you an example. If Anoba tried to get a license for a refinery, he could not. And because he was not sure that the government will give them oil, he tried. I've seen an interview that he said this. But now, when did Dangote bid to build refinery? They've given it to him. He built, he started. And without Ifanyoba, I will also say Ibeto. So what they do is they use government to kill Igbo business. They do it, they cannot deny it.
Yeah.
There are testimonies of outside, just like the example you give of Koscharis, right? Now, why are Nigerian government playing this kind of politics and doing this kind of business in Nigeria?
Okay. It's very, very clear why they are doing it. In the first place, they don't want an Igbo man to rise again.
It also means they don't want Nigeria to move forward.
Yeah, that is part of it. You can be evil and expect progress. That is one thing they should know and they should understand. You cannot be evil and expect progress. It's not possible. Okay, they are being evil against the East or the Igbos. It's also what is setting Nigeria backward. If they've been open and be transparent with the Igbos and not marginalize them, the economic space of Nigeria will open and the world will reckon with it. But because of these policies against the Igbos, and the Igbos are the drivers of the economy because they are business people. It's business that drives the economy.
True.
Okay, and the policies is being taken against the Igbos. So the economic situation will be worse. It will be going down because your policy is against people who drive the economy by business. So that is why Nigeria is where they are. So for Nigeria to improve, they should reverse their policy and make it to favor the Igbos. And not only the Igbos, the Nigerians as a whole. You understand? Okay, we are talking of the port. If the port in Warri is open, that of Port Harcourt is open, that of
One.
Onne is open, that of Calabar is open, you will decentralize the port. One, the ease of doing business will be very, very good. The condition will be very good.
Yeah.
So the economy will open. Many people who have been, okay, let's say there are people who this policy have stopped them from doing business.
Yes.
Some people have made an import, they clear their goods in Lagos. Before it get to Cross River, they cannot find their goods. By accident, by robbery, by so many, they lost their capital. So how, yeah, it do happen many times.
Yes, it happens.
So how will you expect an economy to improve? Because such persons will lose their capital, they lose everything, and they close their business. They cannot employ, they cannot improve the lives of the people, and that is the end. So these are the things that have brought Nigeria where we are. That is why we are discussing. So holding an Igbo man down is holding the nation down. That is simply, what it means. The Igbos, yes, they are trying, they are businessmen. They've tried to speak to the authority, but they are not the decision makers. You understand? Yeah, they tried. And I could say because every Igbo man will always add their view, what the government need to do to make business easy. But they will not listen. Because in their mind, if we make this thing to work, the Igbos will become more powerful. Yeah, that is, we want to bring them down. We don't want them to be so powerful. And yet you are not doing the business they are doing. You see? So the Igbos are trying. They are trying to negotiate in their capacity, but they are not the decision makers. They will only influence, they will only put pressure, but the final say is not in their hands.
And some politicians in the East, they would do the bid of their masters. All right. So most of them are aware that there are policies not favoring the East. All right. But for instance, if they are in same party or they've been put there by rigging and all, they would not have a say. All right. So that is why we need competent people, just and sincere people. When they are in power, they are able to take decisions that would affect us positively, and they will not be scared to say, Mr. President or the federal power is going to come on me. So it has to do with a lot of politics as well, because they give somebody a position, they give you some money to say, shut your mouth because we want this to happen. Okay. So Igbos will have to rise up. Igbos will have to, work together to make sure that we preserve that Igbo culture, we preserve our name, we preserve what we call in Igbo Ejimara, our identity, apprenticeship. When you do apprenticeship, we are just talking off camera, we're talking about the importance of apprenticeship, how it is being studied in different universities, how Igbos, they do it. It is something very dynamic. It is not something you get there, you just go outside there, you get it. No, there are dynamics to it. For you to be able to attain to that height, I'll just give you a very clear example. For instance, a DSD studio, DSD Media is running a particular system of operation or business. All right. If a new B opens tomorrow, I want to do like DSD, it is going to take time. There, see, a lot of training, a lot of intentionality, a lot of consistency, a lot of competence to the staff, to the management. It is not something that all of a sudden started. It took time to be able to get to that vista, to that pedestal. All right. So for the Igbo man, to bring them down is very difficult. Trying to cripple their hands, not give them political appointments, not open the seaport for them to do their businesses well, not make policies that will make their business grow. It is making them even stronger, even though it is a challenge to the Igbo man. It is making them stronger. How did they survive after the Biafra War? Because of the challenge. Because they know that nobody is coming for me. Nobody is going to help me. 20 pounds, $20, whatever they had at that time, they started with it. And today, when you talk about the richest communities you have globally, talk about Igbo people, you can't write them off.
Yeah, and this thing is hard. Is what they cannot dispute. You cannot dispute it. It is a fact. But the thing now is we have a home, and our home need to be built. Yeah, we've done an episode that Igbo people need to go and establish themselves in the east, or build east, or develop east. But now there is governor who have shown interest of developing his home, and our people need to go and support. Our people need to talk to him, or find a way to be talking to other governors to give chance so that Igbo people can bring their businesses in. This looks like it's a policy, and from one government to another, they are upholding it, that in no circumstance should you give Igbo man pots. You understand? Or allow them to build their pots, or give them the policy that they need to develop the eastern part of the country, which is not making any sense. Which is not making any sense. I
Yeah.
see ourselves as a progressive people that wants to progress,
Okay.
and we need environment to make all those things available.
We need support as well. You're talking about a governor in the eastern part of Nigeria doing so well. All right. Abia State governor, I don't know how a person, see, we played dirty politics. All right. For years, Abia State has been in a place where people, they cry to say, when is a Messiah, a savior going to come to Abia State? Now, God has given us one full of competence, full of life. Oh, when you see that man, you see an example of leadership. And somebody comes from somewhere to say he's going to make sure that Labour Party and
We are ready
Alex
for,
Oti,
we are ready for that person.
Alex Oti does not win. So this is dirty
No,
politics.
we are ready for that person.
I
There's no
understand that
problem.
there should be oppositions, even to make it stronger and all. But then play decent politics. Be happy. If you're succeeding as an Igbo man here in the UAE, I should be happy for you. Even if we have some differences, some competition and all, I should be happy for you. That way we can be able to unite and make Igbo greater.
Yeah, I said right now, there is this, I think it's this service that after somebody did something, 2, 3 years, we forget the name of that person.
Mhm.
We're not going to be forgetting the names of people that did the service to our people, or during the tenure, people died, or, this kind of thing. Nelson Wiki right now, you cannot just be saying that he's one of the best minister for it. This is just an instance. And you forgot the people died during his tenure as a governor in Port Harcourt. In what is this, the name of this area?
Obibo.
Obibo. How people were dying, he said, because they are IPOB, or because they are Igbo. Or how people died during the election because you were sure that they were voting one particular people. So you have a legacy, and you cannot just all of a sudden wipe that legacy out of a blue. You delete that legacy. No, people need to come every time. Even there need to be a website. There need to be a website of the stories of our politicians, what they have done, their legacies. When you say Nelson Wike, you say during Nelson Wike, this is what happened. We are not going to say Nelson Wike built a magistrate court. He built a what is it called, flyover or whatever. And how many people died? Which one is more important?
I wish people can actually remember, but we easily forget
Yes.
as a people.
And which is crazy. I don't know. Do you know why we forget? Do you know why you know what is circus? Circus. How you will create something to keep people busy. Nigeria knows how to do that. How they play this game, they will keep give them, distract them from here, distract them from here, distract them from here. Everybody will be engaged of what is going here, going on there. If it's not James Brown, is Bobrisky, is Very Dark Man, is this one, is this one, is this one. And these guys will be siphoning our futures. Whatever happens last year, because of so many happenings in Nigeria, you will forget all of a sudden. You will forget how Buhari 2 years was in Nigeria. That if we are going to bury him now, we bury him like a hero. Which hero? Which hero? Or if anything happens to Tinubu, all of a sudden now, plenty people will forget what happened from his first day that he removed subsidy. How nobody can buy anything again. How people cannot go to work again because they cannot afford the transportation.
But Peter B said he was going to remove subsidy too, right?
Peter B said he's going to remove subsidy, but he also said, well, he
The
also said,
methodology.
yeah, he also said,
Methodology matters.
yes, I will remove it. Jonathan also removed subsidy, right?
Mhm.
He also removed, but it was not like this.
Okay.
It was not like this. You have to have a plan. If you don't have a game plan, nothing is going to work for you. Being a leadership is not by talking. I think it's also by track record.
I mean, you have policies, implementation also is
Okay.
very, very paramount and imperative.
Okay, for me, I think we are why the podcast is the expansion of the seaport in Lagos.
Diversifying
Okay,
seaport development.
yeah. For me, it's not wise, it's not productive, and it's not economically viable for Tinubu to be expanded the ports in Lagos while neglecting other places. From the present situation, Lagos is choked. There is no space. The road network is not good. And part of the reason it's not good is because the roads are overloaded. They are carrying more than they should carry. I think from the colonial eras, Lagos was designed for 5 million people. Officially, from the town planning and all, Lagos was designed for 5 million people. And now Lagos is
It's up to 20 million.
17 million.
Above 20 million.
Over 7. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, over 20 million. Okay, so the place is choked up. Why will you choke it more? What is the benefit? People are dying. People are already dying. There is no space. You understand? The road network is not there. Why will you choke it the more? Okay, why not expand to other places? Open it up for God's sake. UAE is of 10 million people. They have 6 ports. That more than 6. Dubai have 2. You know, Port Rashid and the other port,
Jebel Ali.
Dubai and Jebel Ali. Dubai have 2, and Dubai is less than 5 million. Have 2 ports. Okay, and other regions like that each have
One.
I think Sharjah have 2 again.
Sure.
Yeah, I think they have 2, 1 or 2. I think I stand to be corrected anyway. You know, and these are people less than 15 million, and Nigeria is above
200 million.
above 200 million. Thank you. And you are concentrating the port on one state. It's stupidity. It's not wiseness. It's pure stupidity.
And the population of Port Harcourt not more than Dubai?
I guess it is.
No.
River State.
River State is
Yeah, it's also is more than
9 million.
9 million plus.
That it's more
Okay,
than
that's almost equivalent.
almost
The same.
UAE.
Yeah.
Almost UAE as a whole.
Yeah.
And there is no standard seaport there.
Yeah. And they're not allowing it to work. Okay. You talk of the airport, the same.
It's terrible.
Why not every state supposed to have an airport? By this, you create jobs.
But
you
thinking outside, thinking outside of the box, I just wanted to ask one quick question. Do you think that the government might have likely possibilities why they are choosing Lagos? I mean, we've narrated a lot of negativities or disadvantages.
Yes. It's
Do you
purely, thank you. It's purely on tribalism.
Okay.
Shipping to Onne is cheaper than Lagos by international standard.
Okay.
By what do they call it? They call it nautical miles from the sea. The nautical miles from the sea is, Port Harcourt is closer. But because of this government, policy against the East, they try to put it in Lagos.
What if they are saying that, for instance, I'm just thinking out loud, if they are saying that as a result of the money, the funds that will be required, we already have the infrastructure in Lagos. These places we do have, but they might need a bit more money.
No. There's the infrastructures are there. Okay, let's talk of Warri. The Warri have port. There's one in Cocoa, I know that. I have seen it with my eyes. There's seaport there already. There's one in Warri. There's one in Port Harcourt and Cross River, but they will not make it functional.
But even
in any country, there's a place the federal government play. Okay, let's assume you are talking of international airport. Okay, it's the place that the government approve. That is where the Committee of Nations will take as the international airport. You will say, for example, Nigeria say, okay, our international airport is Lagos. Or then you will say because Asaba Airport is more beautiful than Lagos, you will fly to you make no. It's what the country told you. That is what you follow. So Nigeria as a country have made the international maritime society to know that Lagos is the main, the headquarters. So everybody ship there. You understand? The day they will change it and put Port Harcourt and other place in the lamb line, put the necessary machineries to make it. That is all. Then the shipment will start.
I was reading the news and I was looking at some statistics that read that they would need about $2 billion, all right, to make any of these other seaports function to that full capacity. However, they would need about $1 billion in Lagos to make it up to that standard they would spend in some other states. So they are looking at the cost. Don't you think they are looking at the cost effectiveness as well?
No.
Okay, sorry, let me come in here. It's not just if you are going to check about 1 billion or 2 billion, just like I said, there are also so much things you need to look at. Does it worth to put $2 billion in any other place that is not Lagos? Again, you are going to have two places to bring goods from, right? And making this unavailable, now you are considering decongesting Lagos, right? You are also considering the accident that is going to happen transporting all these things. Every day there is a container falling in Lagos, container. Now, if I import these three goods and I lose this one on road accident, I will try to make up what I lost. I will try to make up on these two. So there are so much things that Nigerians are losing in Lagos. Now it looks like everybody wants to leave and go to Lagos. And you see Lagosians, they are shouting, leave Lagos, leave Lagos. How are you saying leave Lagos? And the people you are choosing to lead you based on tribalism cannot make a good policy that will make every Nigerian choose where they want to go. It's not because I have to go to Lagos because it's there I can get a job that will pay me up to 200,000 naira. Because it's there.
Okay, my contribution. Now, even if it's cheaper in Lagos to expand or to build another port, to what end? Lagos is already choked. It's choked up. To what end? What is the benefit? The only benefit is for politicians. They get this IGR. and they share among themselves. But to the populace, there is no benefit. The road is choked up. There is heavy traffic. There is no space for breathing. A room that is supposed to be occupied by 2 or 1 person is being occupied by 20 people. So what is it, to what end? There's no benefit again. Lagos is choked. For goodness sake, they should build another airport.
Well, it takes a responsible government to see it from this limelight, to say that people's life they matter more than the internal generated revenue. It takes politicians with conscience, politicians with good intention and interest for her people to be able to make this decision. And yes, I agree with you to say that to what end exactly?
Yeah, to what
If
end?
it is only about funds, about their selfish interests, then it is totally unacceptable.
But
That is exactly what it is. Because to what end? One, you are not building new roads. The roads are already there, and the road is overworked. The roads are not good because there are vehicles, trailers applying the road day and night, spoiling the road. You maintain it today, the next week is gone.
It's bad again.
Do you
Yeah.
understand? So they can open other ports, and employment will take place there,
Yeah.
and everybody will be employed. It's not only the Easterners. The Hausas will be employed, the Yorubas will be employed, and they will live free. They will live happily. They are happy. You understand?
live close
Okay.
to their hometown, be connected.
There's
to
one thing that is in Lagos that people may not observe. Why is it that everybody in Lagos is angry? People have not taken time to analyze that. Why everybody is angry? Do you understand? There was a day I was speaking with one of my friends. I visited him. He said, "My brother, Lagos is good. Oh, there is money, but there's something special about you guys that are not in the country.
Okay.
That we see peace around you.
Ah.
Yeah, when you guys appear, we see we see calmness, we see peace. Yeah, and this is what life is all about." He said, "In Lagos here, you can see a big man. He will pull off his abada and start fighting.
Everybody's mad.
Everybody's." And when you see their face, especially when I enter Lagos, I don't know if you have observed that.
Okay.
If you enter Lagos or Nigeria, especially our security men, when you see them, they look like people from here. You don't see smiles, you don't see nothing. You are just afraid. You see people, nobody is smiling, nobody is happy. Everybody is angry. They should ask themselves why. What is the reason?
Okay, Mr.
What is making-
Mr. Happy and Vic, I was going to ask a very quick question before my last question.
Yeah.
Now, looking at the challenge, we've seen the challenge. I'm a very positive person,
Yeah.
and I always love that we impact people positively, which we have been doing all the while in this podcast. But I'm going to ask a very quick question to say, what is in for upcomers? Now, saying that a lot of people, like you said also that we survive by business, the Igbo people. An average Igbo man would want to do business, all right? Now, but saying that Lagos is congested, there is a big challenge about transportation, about lives and all. People that are growing in the eastern part of Nigeria that want to do business and they want to avoid whatever brouhaha that is happening in Lagos. So they don't go and put their infrastructure investment there, and in 10 years to come, they will tell them, leave Lagos. All right? So what do you advise these people? Should they look for some other business route? Should they go into agriculture? Should they go into manufacturing? What is your advice that would avoid them having to invest so much in Lagos, maybe through the seaport or through, real estate or something in Lagos?
They cannot go into manufacturing because federal government will not allow them go. And production, federal government will not also allow them to go into production because they have shown it. Igbo men have tried to do producing business. They took the license and give it to other people. They have tried. What we are saying also is what Koscharist complained about. If it was easy for Nigerians, every Nigerian to be doing business, Igbo men would not have money or be able to provide for themselves because the way they do it. It's because to do business is not easy. That is why it's not every Nigerian. Igbo people are doing it that if we don't do this, already politics is other people's career. We are not going to do good in politics. So this one business is just like, we die here. Because if business, importation, trying to do other things that other people, it will be difficult for them to do. If we did not succeed there, what else? What else can we
So
do?
what do you advise the average Igbo man?
No, that is what we are saying now. We have already seen that it looks like our votes actually count, but we have to come out in large number, do it and protect it. Right? I'm saying this because of Alex Chomauti. Now we have to start engaging people like this. And it looks like also OT is making environment for businesses to thrive, small, big, whatever your size, to thrive. You understand? So we have to start take example when we want to we see that it will work. When we choose who is going to govern us, things can actually work.
Okay.
Now, this is the example I want our Igbo people to do in all our states in the southeast, in the eastern part of the of Nigeria. This is what I think they can do, but it's not going into manufacturing. They've tried it before,
Okay.
and we've seen what happened.
Okay.
Yeah, for me, my advice goes to not the upcoming. The upcoming somehow they are not they are entangled in the circle. You know, they may not have a power to move things. But my sincere advice is to the governors, the political class. They should do more negotiation to bring a functioning port to the east. They should explain to the federal government why it's necessary. It's not just because of Igbos. It's good for the nation. They should be able to explain to them and give them an understanding that if this thing is working elsewhere, it can work in Nigeria. They should make Nigeria a better place so that they open seaports and even international airports in other places, not just few places. Nigeria population is so big that we cannot have few international airports and a few seaports. Nigeria is so big. We've grown beyond that. For God's sake, the whole of West Africa put together is not up to half of Nigeria. Can you imagine how many seaports that the whole West Africa have, every country? And this whole West Africa put together by population is not up to half of Nigeria. And Nigeria is having only one functional seaport. Man, that is
It is very, very insulting. It's very, very
Terrible.
It's very terrible.
It's very, very insulting.
It's really limiting the economic capacity of Nigeria. They should understand that.
Mr. Happiness, I will try to bring this to a close. What I will say is, when we choose who will represent us, who will truly represent us, that is when that person can speak for us. You cannot allow somebody because of they gave you 10,000, 20, 100, it does not matter. And at the end, you will be speaking of development. It's not gonna, you've already sold that. You understand? So our people should come out. Our people should take it serious during the election time. They should take who they want serious, and when they vote, they should protect their votes. You understand? This is what our people should, and we have seen that it could work, and we've seen that through Alex Oti and what P2B did before. We have seen that it could work, right?
Yeah.
In Anambra State.
Okay.
So this is what we're talking about now that our people should learn how to do, because the moment we started bringing people to office, then we can engage them on what we want. Right now, who are you going to engage? Somebody that came forth on an election and the Federal High Court put the person as a governor. Is it who you are going to engage? Is it who you are going to engage? Or who? If what's his name? Mba of Enugu State, they said, Enugu people said that he did not win his election. Now, he has truly abide to the deal they have. Now he has jumped to the APC. So who are you really going to engage?
Let's make
And another thing is, there are things that I want young people to understand. Politics is not a dirty game. Don't listen. Anybody telling you politics is a dirty game, that person wants you to leave it alone. It's not a dirty game. If you don't want to join party, you have the right to know what is going on. You have the right. You need to understand the politics they are playing with you. And I guarantee you, if you take it serious now, in the next 20 years, from now to 20 years, you will not have these useless people in the office.
Will they be alive in 20 years?
Okay? So, and if you do not take it serious, the people they are training now will rule you that time. No, I'm not talking about you.
Yeah, okay.
The people they are training now, because they have children,
True.
right?
Yeah.
The people they are training now will rule you. So you have to take it serious. During that time, because of they cannot lie to you anyhow, because we will find a way to sell the good message, it will not be easy for them to take over your country. Thank you and see you next time on Vic Influential.